Hey everyone, it's Graham at Dent Detail. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to remove this bodyline dent from this motorcycle tank. It's a 2022 Ducati Streetfighter and it's got a dent, as you can see, right there, right on the bodyline. I think the owner said he dropped it and it caught, I think the handlebar bent back and caught it there, which is a common thing to happen. So we're going to see how we can do it. These types of dents need access to the back of the panel, so we're going to hopefully go through where the petrol neck filler is, use a pushing bar to get at it from that way. It's something that isn't going to glue pull just because it's so sharp right on that body line. We need access to the back of it. Bike tanks, they're difficult to repair. It's not something we always do. We always request to see it first before we say yes or no whether we can repair them. So we're gonna give this one a go. To get the access, we're going to take the filler neck out. It's just 4 torque screws, which once they're removed, the full neck comes out, and then we have got access to the back of that. So just speeding the video up here, taking the 4 torque bolts out, and once that's out, you'll see we can get a tool to the dented area. You see the 4 holes there that go into the tank through that neck. We can't really see from the inside there, but we know we can get a tool back. We checked it before. As normal, we'll still be using the LED light to carry out the repair. There you can see how sharp that dent is right on the body line. It's going to take quite a bit of work, quite a bit of force to get that moving. So it's just not, they just don't repair the same as panels on cars. They're a lot tougher to repair. So here's the main tool we're going to be using. It's an ultra bend tool, double bend. We've got a rubber capped tip on the end of that, wrapped in some tester tape, mainly to stop the slipping, because there's going to be an awful lot of force and pressure put on the back of that. We don't want the tool to slip when it's under pressure. If it does that, we're just going to put high spots everywhere we don't need. So I use the tester tape to help stop with the slippage. What you can see I'm doing here is I'm putting more tester tape on the sort of return edge of the actual fuel tank, because the neck that we took out doesn't actually cover this, where you can see, so we don't want to damage the paint or mar it in any way. So put a few strips of tester tape on the back of that, and just a polishing cloth to protect that paintwork. Once the tool's in there, it'll be barely touching it. It'll be mainly off the hole of the neck that you can see in there. It won't cause any damage. Heating it up. Bike tanks, it's the tough, as we keep saying, so getting a bit of heat in there makes them a lot more pliable. There's a lot more paint on bike tanks as well, so we don't want to risk any sort of paint cracking once we're pushing. So keeping it warm, you'll see me jump in now and again with the heat running, just to keep the paint warm and supple. Did a little bit of pushing there. You didn't see much movement yet, just because there's so much pressure locked up in that body line because it's so sharp. We're just going to release some of the pressure by knocking down. So the width for that dent will probably double during the repair, just to soften the sharp crease that is in the bottom of that dent. Once we've heated it up, back to pushing. It's a lot of back and forth in. You can't rush any dent repair. It's a lot of time and patience, but with bike tanks is even more so, just for the amount of force you got to use to push in there. Be super careful not for any missed pushes. We want to be as accurate as we can. Getting to the centre of that dent, the deepest part, pushing up a little bit, tapping back down, opening it out, just so we can start seeing a little bit of movement. A lot of this repair is knocking down. Once the pressure's released, there's any sort of crowns, which gears that are pushed on either side of that body line. Tapping them down really helps soften the dent out. Again, we're pushing now, as you can see the bike tank flex. You can just see in the light reflection where the bottom of the tooltip is. I've done a few bike tanks in the past, mainly ones that have glue pulled. If the dent's on sort of a flat area, not on the body line, I'd probably be glue pulling it, but because it is on the body line, you need to get a tool to the back of it. It's just something that isn't going to glue pull out, no matter how much you smooth it out and tap it out across that body line. It's somebody, just because it's so tough to move, it's just not gonna pull out. So we did say to the customer, I need to see this in person. I said over the phone, if I can fix it, we're going to be in this ballpark price cost to repair it. But once we checked it in person and figured out we can get a tool to the back of it, we went ahead with it. So this tooltip here, that's a peak plastic material. It's we started off with a lot more blunt tip than that to get the bulk of the dent moving. Obviously, as any dent repair goes, as the dent gets smaller, obviously the tooltip needs to get smaller. So you can see the sharpness in that. It's not mega sharp yet. We will move on to something sharper than that, but for now we've just dropped down in that size. You can see there through the light what I'm pointing at, the darker spots there, still little shallows. You can make them out there quite well, but compared to how that dent was at the start, you can see there's massive improvement already. Probably about an hour into the repair so far. So here's one of the sharper tips I was talking about. That's now a really sharp steel tip. Got to be super careful with this. Any mistakes you make with tips this sharp, whether you're doing a bike tank or a typical car park dent on a car, any mistakes you're going to make a right mess of it. So you've got to be super careful. That was sort of picking out the last final bits of the dent. Once I was happy with that dent and okayed it, the tools went away and we're going to look at doing a bit of polishing work now. So obviously, as you're tapping down the paintwork, you can mar it. It doesn't chip it or scratch it or anything. If you're tapping down on a steel panel, it's going to put some marks in it. So all we need to do is give it a cutting compound and a polish up. We use Cartec 3000 on there, as you can see. It's really good polish, just a cutting compound on a firm head. Once you took them marks away, wipe it, clean it down, and then we'll use an anti-hologram and anti-glaze polish on a softer head. That'll get rid of any marks that the cutting compound has left behind. A quick whiz over there where the stickers were, wipe down, polish it up. At this point, I'm happy with how the dent repairs turned out. All the sort of marks that we could have made are now out. So take off the tester tape that was protecting the paintwork around the neck and put this back together. So here's the finished article. You can see it's come out really nice. I'm really happy with this. For something that we don't often do, say bike tanks isn't a common type of repair carry out. Really pleased with how this has gone. The customer's over the moon with it. I think he said a new tank on one of these is like £600. Plus with the paintwork, it's not a cheap job. The stickers, as you can see, they need re-lacquering in. So we said I'll do my best to take the dent out and avoid all that, which you can see we've done a really good job of this. Really clean, no marks in the paint. For a bodyline dent as sharp as that, it's come out as nice as you can get. You see now how that looks under the light. Looking, if you remember back to how deep and sharp that was, that's come out lovely. No big eye spots in there, there's no marks in the paint. If anything was showing up now, you'd see it through the LED light, but that's come out really nice. Both me and the customer are really happy with this. So thanks for watching.